So again, let's break down those chaps. The first principle of design is contrast, which is a stark difference between a color or a size or even a shape. So on the yearbook, we want one photo or area to be at least 2 times larger than the next, and we want our headlines to be the biggest item on the page. We'll also have contrast with our colors standing out from one another. Here is a great example of contrast. So first of all, we've got contrast not only in the colors, so the green and the brown are contrasting colors that make them stand out, or the yellow and the green stand out, but we've also got contrast in size. So when we make that color swatch bigger on the right, that draws my eye right away to the color swatch versus the guy jogging in the background. Next up is harmony. As a reminder, harmony is when we repeat elements like shapes, colors, or fonts in a design. So if we're looking at this movie poster of Les Mis, we've got a couple different items of harmony. First of all, the background color is the same blue color as her eyes. They've repeated the color of the font in that kind of light yellow or whitish gold, which is again the same color of the names up here and the font at the bottom. They've repeated the actual font. So we've got the sans serif font at the top with the actors' names. We've got the sans serif font where it says fight, dream, hope, love. And then they've repeated that one word description. So fight, dream, hope, love. All of those are examples of harmony that we would see in a spread. On this magazine spread, we've got some more ways of harmony. So the first thing is the primary font is repeated in the style and then in the city series. Otherwise, we've got the serif font of Lake and Summer that's also repeated with the Just Add Water. Harmony is also shown in the shape here. This girl has the shape of Y in her arms right where the Y is on the word style. And then we've got the harmony of the repetition of the orange slide and the orange between Lake and Summer. And then we've also got the bathing suit blue to the blue colors in the background for harmony. Our next element in chaps was alignment. And that was when we talked about using grids to have even spacing between our photos or a text, or to have our photos all lined up on one side or on the top or on the right. And then we also want them to make sense based on the double page spread. So let's take a look at this. Here's only a single spread, but we can see a lot of different terms of alignment. So we've got our text on Run Like a Yogi that all lines up on the right. We've got the vertical text that lines up with the line of her body. And then we've also got her leg that goes across, that runs across like the Run Like a Yogi. In this example of alignment, we've got the eyes going straight across basically to the text that says eyes on the arts. We've also got those horizontal lines with her paintbrush lining up with the grid of the bottom of the text on the right side. So I really like the alignment here. And then we've got the eyes on the and then arts and that group of text that is centered really nicely on that page as well. Proximity is when we group our similar ideas or concepts closer to each other rather than our unrelated ones. So if we look at this website, there's a lot of different proximity things. So first of all, we've got the proximity of those related videos all on the sidebar, and that makes them look like one little visual unit. We've got the submit a video next to the actual link where you would submit your website to join. We've got the money raised next to the link where it says click here to donate. Then we've also got white space that kind of separates each of these sections so that they make sense in that the similar items are grouped together. So the videos are all grouped together. The voting section is grouped where they actually have your options to vote. The navigation is grouped and it's separated by that red background. In terms of proximity here, we've got our Chronicles of a Graphic Design Student headline, and then we've got a sub-headline right under that headline that's close, that gives a little bit more of description. We've got Monday next to that 10 o'clock and what's actually happening on Monday. I like the fact that the graphics are next to the actual text on the page that links them together. So if I'm looking at this picture, it makes sense that it rolls into graphic design student. Or if I see that there's some crumbs on the page. That makes sense next to their messy desk. Next up was simplicity. That means we remove any unnecessary visual or text. We give our eye room to what's called breathe, and that means we have white space or space where we don't jam it full of text or pictures. So I really like these Starbucks ads. They're very simple. They only use a couple different colors. So they've got green and brown and kind of a gold. So they've limited the amount of colors. They've limited their fonts. So they only have 2 different fonts here. They have a very plain, simple background that still has a little bit of interest with that texture, but makes the font really stand out. They've got one simple, tiny bit of imagery with their logo down here at the bottom. And overall, I've still got some of that white space, so my eye has room to breathe. Here's another awesome example from Heinz Ketchup. Again, very simple. We've really just got the red, the green, and the white font. There's one main image that my eye is automatically drawn to, and then we've really just got simple, short and sweet text, and it's one single font that's repeated on the image.